Hello everybody and welcome back to another stream. Today we are going to work on some website stuff, but first and foremost, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I'm gonna turn this up just a hair. There we go. We're going to, I was trying to find some St. Patrick's Day fun to do, but I couldn't think of anything. So instead, we're going to work on some website stuff because I have some stuff I got to do. And the first thing is I realized that my personal website still has our stream time listed as Thursday, which is not obviously what we want. So the first thing we're going to do is fix that, and then we're going to switch over and work on the Lord Link website a little bit as soon as that's done. So let's jump right into it. See, let me switch over. There we go. So my website obviously has a stream section, which we have. So there's kind of two updates we need to do. Realistically, this is from our viewership on Twitch. I need to figure out where I can get the viewership from YouTube as well to start adding the countries there. If you are viewing us from some other country that is not yet on this map, please do give us a shout out and we will get you added, or get your country added. The countries in red are where we've had people view the stream from already. And so if your country is not in red, it means that we have not had viewers from said place. So definitely give us a shout out. Last time I updated it was apparently March 8th, 2024. So we definitely need to get back into updating that. Need to go pull the analytics to figure out who did what, when, where, from whom, from where, and then we can add it. But the big thing I want to update today is to go ahead and update this where it says don't see your where it says watch Thursday at 1 p.m. on Twitch. We need to add YouTube and we need to go ahead and change the time. Mauritanian. All right, we'll see if we have that one in there. I don't know that we have Mauritania, but let's do that first before I forget. Let's definitely take care of that first. So what I'm going to do is go to my stream. This is in Ignition. It's a content management system. And so over here, I should have all of the countries. So let's see, Mauritania. We did not have Mauritania. So let's go ahead and make sure to get that added. Thank you. So that will definitely get added. And then the next thing we need to do is change this to not Thursdays, but Mondays. And we're going to say 8:15. I usually start a little late, but let's be optimistic. PM Eastern. And we're in Eastern Daylights. So it'd be EDT right now. So I'll have to remember to actually change that on Twitch and YouTube. And let's go ahead and add that on there. And as the wonderful YouTuber I am, I do not know my own channel URL because why would anybody need to know that? That would be too easy. So let's go figure out what that URL is. You can just do ET if you want. Oh, that'd be good. Then I don't have to remember to do it. Eastern time. And ET phone home. So that's always fun. So let's go to my own channel really quick. YouTube Studio. I want to see my own channel. Come on, YouTube Studio. And I'm gonna go grab. I see my own channel, your channel. There we go. Get that URL. Please don't stop playing my own stream at me. That's not cool. And I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make that a bulleted list to make it easier to follow. And I'm going to keep these in alphabetical order because that will make it easier. It is not a preference for one or the other. We're just going alphabetical here. So YouTube and get that URL in there. And so now all I need to do at that point, I think what I'm going to do, since there's two now, just to make it super obvious, we're going to say Twitch : and then we're going to literally just put my screen name, make it less wordy, and then we're going to do YouTube, and again we're going to make it less wordy and just use the channel, just put the channel, the handle, And then we can go ahead and save that, go ahead and publish it to our test environment. Go ahead and go to, that's our test environment. It's going to take a couple minutes to publish, but I'm going to force the issue because we are on stream. So we're going to go here. I'm going to go grab our pipeline. Currently using Bitbuckets, so we can do that. I'm going to go find my pipeline. There we go. Come here, Bitbucket. There we go. Bitbucket. I want my pipelines, and we're going to force run that pipeline for test. So I'm going to run pipeline, select a branch latest, and we're going to do build and deploy test. That is in fact test, and we're going to run that puppy manually. It runs, basically it detects if there's been any content changes every 5 minutes and goes ahead and runs on a timer if there has been. I'm forcing the issue because I don't want to wait the 5 minutes because we're on stream and I'm impatient. So while that's running and we wait and double check our test, the other thing that we're going to do today is work on the LoreLink website, which is where the code piece of this stream is going to come in, which is basically going to be if I go to LoreLink and we go to, I'm again going to be in the test environment because this is easier. We have if I can remember where this widget actually lies, that'll help. I think it's here. Yes. So right now this is hard coded as a standard just piece of content in this template for our pages. So we have these pages which are examples of all of the games that have been demoed on how to get it into a LoreLink, and then the actual play of the TTRPG. And so this each and every one of these has a page, and you see there's this build your first campaign kind of widget right here, which is actually hard-coded into the template. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these hard-coded pieces that we have here, the build your own campaign, the live on Twitch, and the YouTube one, and we're going to make those into widgets that can be reused everywhere in the content instead of just being hard-coded in this template. That way they can just be dropped anywhere onto the website. So that'll be fun. Let's check on our pipeline really quick. Wow, that is being slow. And that is a Bitbucket slow. That is not a me slow. So there you go. Anyway, so back to this. So let's open up the code and take a peek at what we're going to start with the top one and just work our way down and see how far we get. So if I go into our code over here in our pages, we should have system example .liquid, and over down here you are super glitchy. Well, that's fun. That's very interesting because for once the little indicator in Twitch isn't telling me I'm unstable. For once it's not calling me out for my crazies. It's actually telling me my connection's excellent. So I wonder why that is. You may want to talk to your dad about the internet connection. See if that might be it. I'm not seeing any issues. Okay, that's good. So maybe it's just him then. That'd be good. All right. Thank you for letting me know though. Because sometimes it is me. So because we all know, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. I need to get my stream deck going so I can have like the buttons for the sound stuff. Anywho, so we have somewhere in here, there we go, actual play, yada yada yada. Somewhere at the bottom of this template should be, there we go, this call to action piece. And so we have, here's that live on Twitch, right? This is this piece. Nope, that's live on Twitch. We went too far apparently. Because that says, no, there's the first campaign. There we go. And that's the live on Twitch. Okay. So basically this is what we want to turn into a widget. I'm gonna check on my pipeline again. Yay. All right. Did we go to prod correct, to test correctly? That's prod. This is test. Let's find out. Let's refresh stream. All right. Is Mauritania red? It would seem like it, maybe. I don't have a good way of zooming in. Ooh, I forgot to update the date. We should do that. And that is interesting because it's just giving me, that's the subscribe. Okay, so we definitely, okay, so there's two things we forgot to do. The first one is update to date. Two, I actually don't like the fact that we did bullets because they were giving us the red here. And three, I forgot the like and subscribe at the bottom. So back to the drawing board on that piece of content. Then we'll get back to writing the widget, because of course. So what I'm actually going to do here is instead, we're going to just do 2 paragraphs. That'll center it. It'll be fine. We need to update the date here. I kind of want to do update the date and I kind of don't. And here's why, because I haven't gone through, I'm actually not going to update the date. And here's why, because I haven't gone through the analytics to figure out the other countries that I was missing. And so I don't, that tells me how far back in the analytics to look. So I'm actually going to keep that date. However, we are missing the subscribe bit, which for some reason is not in this page. Is that part of the template? It might be. I think the like and subscribe is part of the template. That may require a code push. So let's go ahead and save that because that fixes the content bit anyway. And I'm just gonna go ahead and live dangerously, and we're gonna push it directly to prod. And let that do its thing and go back to actual code because I'm already over it. Okay, so there's the, because I do think that this piece is actually hard coded, or this piece right here is actually hard coded in the widget, so I'd have to go and pull that code out. But I've already started working on this one, so let's work on this one. That's the code I have up. So yes, this guy, we want to make it into a widget. So let's go back to the code. And we're literally, I'm working in Eleventy as that's how I'm building it, as doing the static website in Eleventy. So, and I usually use Liquid as our templating engine or templating language. So we're going to go into our content bits here, into those includes, and we're going to add a widget, and we're going to call it probably live on Twitch. And Bullhey Beoth, if you're still listening, you may want to weigh in on this, because you'll also cross stream to I have a different one for YouTube, because I know y'all cross stream to YouTube as well, but I have a different one for YouTube, so we're okay on there. So I'm going to go back here, and we're going to do a new file. I'm just going to call it live on Twitch. Live on Twitch. Liquid. Actually, since I'm mentioning Lorelink, I think I have a shortcut for this. Maybe no, other way around. Maybe I don't remember how to do these. Nope, neither one. Okay, those did not in fact make for any kind of I don't know if I can delete something that I tried to write. Oh well, that's fine. We now know I don't know my own shortcuts. Okay. So we're going to take, now I'm going to keep, what I don't want to do is make this, I guess we could keep it as a section. I wonder, we'll keep it as a section. It is a self-defined section, and we're going to do that. And so now, essentially what we have is this live on Twitch widget. So now I'm going to go to my widget thingy, which is my widget picker, and I'm going to go ahead and, so see this, there's actually a better way to do this. I found out not that long ago, where I can literally kind of delete, because right now if you look, the include is exactly the same all the way down. And I believe that I can, if I remember correctly, I saw this the other day, you can group your ones, so we can just comma delineate our ones and not have to have the case output written 50 times over. So I'm going to look at that really quick. And liquid, and I want to specifically look for not dates. maybe under operators. There's when, there's contains, order of operations. That's not helpful. Control flow maybe? Unless if else, case when. There we go. So yes, I can do when, comma, comma, comma. Whole bunch of comma. So we're gonna refactor this just a hair, because what we realistically want is from here on out. Take all of that. I'm not gonna be able to do this for all of these. That's unfortunate. What we may be able to do though on all of these, we do need to keep the else, is do that, and then do that, and then do that. That we can do, and then put a comma, and then what we'll want to do is take the end of that and put it there. Okay, and that allows us to more cleanly go ahead and do our widget. Now you'll notice this name, and so what we're going to do here is I also use Ignition for LoreLink. Nice use of multi-cursor. Yeah, I love multi-cursor. I don't know what I would do without it. I found out about it once upon a time, fairly early on in my career. I was doing the why is there's no good reason why other than it was my job and I was getting paid for it. But we were taking Word docs and transposing them into XML in order to be able to render them on a website using XSLT. And so we had written now this is before DOCX, so of course the Word docs were not XML to begin with. So we had written a script to convert it, and it worked about 80% of the time, but about 20% of the scripts you had to manually, the outputs, you had to manually edit. And so I learned multi-cursor for that, because not only did I know where the errors were, but they were predictable and they were very similar, and lended themselves to that, and I will never go back. Anywho, but that is multicolor cursor is awesome. So these names anyway come from over here. So if I take, let me just check on my website, make sure I didn't, this is prod, make sure I didn't completely take down prod. That has not gone out yet, apparently. Let me check on my pipelines. Did I close my pipelines? I did. Let's reopen some things. There we go. Pipelines. Oh, we're in the process of running, so we'll be there soon. When I develop in prod. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now. It's all good. It's my personal website. If I take it down, I only have one person to blame, and only one person that's going to yell at me, and it's me, myself, and I. So I can take liberties there. LoreLink, however, we will not be developing in prod because other people care. But what I am going to do is go into our content piece here, and I'm going to add in our configurations. I'm going to add a widget, and we're going to, what we named it here in, if we look at the file name, is live on Twitch, right? So that's what we're going to use, and I have these neatly alphabetical to make things easier to find. So this is going to be live on Twitch, the same as the file name. And then I'm going to use that also in our content management system. Have you ever seen that there's a meme, and who's on the meme depends, but it's always I don't always test, but when I test in prod. There's days where I feel that's a little too real and a little too true. Thankfully not for anything important, but there's days. So this is what we're going to use as our include name. I'm going to call it live on Twitch. And that is I can't spell Twitch today. There we go. We're going to save that puppy. And now we're going to go back and pull the new version from dev so that we have the latest and greatest. And that will get us that widget into our static content, And now we can start using it as we want. So now I can go back to start, restart all that. Please don't barf. There we go. I did it correctly. So good. And so now here, what we're going to do is, if I save this, it helps. What we're going to do is, instead of this section, we're now simply going to do an include. Now I did give it, I'm not, don't know that I love giving it a call to action class, because that's not always what it's going to be. So I'm just going to give it a class of live on Twitch, keep it nice and consistent. And then in our CSS, what we're going to do, which is actually Sass, we're going to go find our main style file, right? And we're going to go find the call to action, which apparently we don't have here. Where do I have call to action? So we did have in the examples.css, we did have some styles for that. We're going to take it out from here because now it's no longer, we don't no longer leave it here. We're going to put it here because that widget can be used anywhere, right? So I'm just going to put it at the end. And instead of calling it call to action, what we're going to call it is, we're going to call it, this one will be live on Twitch. And we might have multiple classes that reuse this, but that way we know what's using it and it's not just a generic call to action class, which wasn't particularly well named to begin with. So now we can go back to, now that this should be done. Yes, they're both done. They were both successful. If I refresh, prod, cool, Twitch, YouTube, perfect. And I will handle updating this since that is going to require a code update on a different day. So sweet. And we added Mauritania, which is freaking awesome. So yay. Okay, so we're done with that. We can quit jumping around in terms of what we're doing, which is probably a good thing. So back to LoreLink. I'm going to go to, here's our test environment, as in the published test environment. I'm going to go to localhost, since I am running it to actually check what we're doing. We're going to go to that examples page. We're going to take alien's cute. Okay. And now what we need to do in our examples page, which we had here, our system example .liquid, is instead of this used to be call to action here, we're going to take that out and we're going to do the include. In this case, instead of calling the widget, because this is hard-coded in the template, I'm just going to do a dumb include. So it's, if I remember the syntax correctly, it's include. And then we're going to go to, and this is the magic of Eleventy. I don't have to actually say that we're in underscore includes, but I do need to say that we are under widgets. So this would be widgets with widgets, I can spell, live on Twitch. And I do think I need the .liquid. Let's save that and see what happens. That is awfully fast. That did not barf, so we're good there. What happens if I comment it out? Do we still have it? I can actually validate that our... Okay, so it is actually working, and I'm validated. It is working correctly. Sweet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing for this. And you know what, y'all? I called it live on Twitch everywhere, but it's actually build your first campaign that we just did. So let's fix that, because apparently I smart tonight. Very smart. So we're going to rename this to first build, because I jumped the gun and got too excited. Campaign liquid, which is fine, but that also means we need to change it here. No, in our widget picker. This stays, actually no, this does not stay put. Actually, we'll need it later. So we're going to add this because we're going to do that in a second. So let's build first. It's never going to work if I don't spell it right. I feel like we're hitting that usual theme today. Build first of not spelling. Campaign. We'll keep the live on Twitch because we're going to do that one next anyway, which is how I got confused in the first place. And this becomes build first campaign. First campaign. And then in our widget picker over here, we're going to add build first campaign, which starts the B. Build first campaign. And a comma at the end. And we do need to add it in our CMS. So go back to widgets, and we're going to create a widget called build first campaign. And then we're going to grab that file name correctly. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Yeah, I think so. I think so. So build first campaign. I'm pretty sure that's still spelled correctly. And build first campaign and save. So we already created the live on Twitch one, so we're good. So now we can go ahead and create that widget because this is correct and it has the correct class. Cool. And it should still work just fine here. Nope. Wrong lever, crunk. There we go. And so now that still should work just fine. And if I remove it just to make sure that we're actually doing the thing that we think we're doing. Yes, we are. Perfect. Okay. So the other thing, we could do one of two things here. And I could go ahead and keep these hard-coded, or I could go edit the actual schema for the page and allow for individual customization. Right now, the request I got was to simply do this and make that widget available everywhere, not necessarily to customize the sidebar, because right now with the CMS, it doesn't really have a way to do defaults. So they would have to remember every time they create a page to put the widgets and put them in the right place in the right order every time. So I think right now we're going to leave it at that. And if there is a request to customize the sidebar, then we will deal with that at that date. But now we're going to do an include. Actually, I have to create the widget first for live on Twitch, which this one is actually the live on Twitch, unlike the one we created before. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. We're going to go ahead and create a new file in our widgets. We're going to call it live on Twitch, and it's actually gonna be the live on Twitch this time. And if I'm determined tonight to not spell it correctly. Liquid live on Twitch.liquid. Good. And we're going to paste that here, and we're going to replace the class with live on Twitch. And I do believe that the CSS is all good, because we have both classes in theory at the bottom. Yeah, that is the wrong CSS. We want that CSS. There we go. So we have build first campaign live on Twitch. And the reason that I'm not just giving all of them the same class is that they're doing very different things. And so should they ever diverge for some reason, let's say we added a image, changed something or whatever, it's a lot easier if they each have their own individual classes. I can go in and say, you know what, this class actually wanted to act differently. So that's why we're giving each of them their own class name. So now that we've created the live on Twitch, I'm going to go in the widget picker, which I never did delete it, so it's good there. It is present. That is perfect. And now we're going to replace this with the include. So now if I delete this, right, it should go away on our page, and it does not. The what? What? Did we fail to build somewhere? No. Because that does say live on Twitch.liquid. So we want that to say, that's the one we're missing, is build build first campaign. That's what we're missing. Because I got the two of them confused. And so now, there we go. Build first campaign live on Twitch. And if I remove live on Twitch, in theory, live on Twitch goes away. Live on Twitch went away. Good. And last but not least, we have the YouTubes. So same concept, same idea, same thing. We're going to go ahead and take this call to action. We're going to call it live on YouTube instead of live on Twitch. And I'm wondering, what does the content say for Twitch? Oh, I didn't put it back in, did I? I did. Live on Twitch. Give me content. If I save it, helps. There we go. Hang out with her, prepare to play campaigns on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. on Twitch. Posted, and when we go live on YouTube. Yeah, that's probably fine. That's probably fine. So we're going to do a new file, live on YouTube .liquid. Now we're going to take this live on YouTube. Boop. Control X, live on YouTube. Control V. We're going to call that live on YouTube. Or give it a class of live on YouTube. We are going to save that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Except instead of Twitch, it's YouTube. And then in the widget picker, which has more to do with using the widget in actual content in the CMS, we're going to, where's my widget picker? We're going to have a live on YouTube. And now we need to create that in the CMS. So I can say, as a widget, I'm going to create a new one. We're going to do it. I'm going to paste that, fix that. Put the capitalization where it belongs for the description or the human readable name anyway. Save that. And we should, oh, the CSS, that's the other piece. We have the live on YouTube here, and we still need the CSS here where we add on YouTube. And now our page should not have changed at all realistically, because all of these three things are how they should be. Now, sign up for monthly newsletter. I'm kind of weirded out by the fact that that is not a widget and that we don't have a sign up for, because I thought we did while we're dealing with this page. So if I look at this, right, we have our three, and if I take out YouTube, it should delete YouTube and we should see that happen. Cool, perfect. That is working as intended. But this, I was pretty sure we had a widget for that, which is here, which is very interesting. Ooh, because it's the old form versus the new form. Interesting. So what am I doing here? Oh, it is the, I just added text. That's what it is. I am using the widget. I just added text, and then we are using the social media widget as well, which is perfect. So that actually fulfills our making of our little widgets, which we can now use virtually anywhere, which means now I do need to look at where this border's coming from to make sure that this is coming from, it's coming from styles. So it's coming from the aside and the styles. So that is standard. It is not tied to the actual widget itself. It's tied to the fact that it's in the sidebar, in a section in the sidebar, which is perfect. So now there was a page, if I can find it again, which I'm just going to look in here because that'll tell me where this page is. Should be rendering, nope, sorting and filtering, session flaring, mentions, locations. Where would it be? Jamming 101. There it is. And so its URL is going to be that, and it's got a parent of community. So if I go to community and we go to jamming 101, that did not work. Is it because I can't spell? Let's find the community page and let's find out what its slug is. So it is community. Interesting. So why did I misspell the jamming 101? This is a page that hasn't been published yet, so I don't think. But we're going to take a sneak peek at it anyway. So shh, don't tell anybody. Where is the... That's the slug. That should work. No. Okay. And go back to community. It's probably linked. And I'm just being... Alright, that's great. Why is it being bugged? What did I break? I broke something. That works. Localhost 8080. Why can this right not be reached? That's... Why does it have www? There we go. Guess that's what was breaking the verse at the moment. So if I go to community, there we go. And we go to origins. Nope. Which, by the way, come and see us at origins. We should... Is it HoosierCon? Nope. Dang it. Somewhere in here. That's weird. Do I need to pull the... No, I did pull the latest and greatest. npm run pull dev. Make sure I have the latest and greatest. I think I did that earlier, but we'll double check. npm start. Interesting. This exists. This does exist. Why am I not seeing it? Why is it not giving it to me? I'm not seeing the content I expect to see. HoosierCon. There we go. And this is what we're looking for. Pendragon. I'm very confused. What page am I on? Oh, because I'm on the GMing page. I want to be back on the community page. That's where I want to be. But where do we link to it? Maybe in the events. It might be in the events. Appearances. Okay. So I want origins 2025. There we go. So it's under origins 2025. So if I go to community and I go to origins 2025, that takes me there, which is not where we want to go. Interesting. Okay. Okay. We'll do this the hard way. This is where I'm going. This is the page I'm going to. I don't remember how this is linked, apparently. We're going to go here, and we're going to go here. And it's not going to try to insert a www, and it's not going to die in a fire. Good. Okay. So now, what I want to do is basically figure out and basically replace this with the widget that we just created, right? And the other thing I want to do is figure out why this, even though it was it this one? Let me look at the tickets. I actually have tickets for this in Jira. Buttons ignored. Menu body content, such as Dragon Sword Campaign. Oh, thank you, McGriffin, for raiding. Welcome everybody to the stream. We're working on updating the LoreLink website. So welcome everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? And happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Definitely hope everybody is having a great time. Okay, so that is unrelated. These. So if I go here, doing well. Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. Yes, indeed. Anybody do anything special or celebrate? So this has button primary. That's working as expected. This one is not, though. This is button primary outline, and it should very much be as one of those, which is also a button primary outline. So why is this one not respecting the primary outline? That's the other thing we're going to ping. I'm going to go to a synthwave concert. Sweet. Otherwise, I would have had some Irish whiskey already. Yeah, I don't blame you. We did a St. Patrick's practice dinner last night, so I got it out of my system yesterday, because we did a St. Patrick's Eve, I guess. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I'm failing with all the notifications to figure out who went what, when, where, but as soon as I get back to the correct tab. Christian Lemos, thank you so much for the follow. If two programmers are in a chat and we are watching a programmer, that means we would make a team. Yes, indeed. Lurk time for me, though. Need to drive into Seattle. All right, good luck. Be safe out there. Definitely. Thank you so much for rating. Much appreciated. Okay, so back to figuring out what we're doing, because I lost my train of thought. So if we look at this Pendragon Sword campaign page, we have two things we're going to do to it. The first thing is figure out why this button is not respecting the outline class. And the second bit is we're going to go into the content in the content management system for that page and replace this content with the actual widget that we just created. So we're going to go to, since the ticket I was given for the fix we need to do here references this page specifically, we're going to go and edit it in that page. So we're going to go find the Pendragon Sword campaign, which is going to be in our appearances, maybe? No. So maybe in our pages, let's go find a Pendragon something. There we go, Pendragon Sword campaign, perfect. And so what we're going to do is figure out where there is that hard-coded. So in the side nav, build your first campaign, there we go. So instead of having it hard-coded with it there, what we're going to do is that widget that we just created, we're going to replace all that with that and hope it works and prove that it works. So we're going to take that content out. And same with the newsletter. Now there wasn't any particular content there with it. So again, we're going to that we're going to keep. Read our archive newsletter. That's perfect. Follow us on social. That's perfect. So we're going to keep all those. My wife has doubts about migrate the carrier as a new developer. What do you recommend she's studying? I'm not sure what migrate the carrier is. If you don't mind expanding on what that would be. I have never heard of it. Hey 20, welcome. Thank you for the the band hammer. Much appreciated on that spam. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you're celebrating. It's hopping in here. It is. We just got raided. It was super exciting. We got raided by McGriffin. So here we are. So yeah, that's why all the people's okay. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and save, since we went ahead and switched it to using the widget, and let's deal with that first. I'm gonna go ahead and rebuild all of the, nope, we gotta do this first. Go ahead and get the new version of the data, because this is a static site, so we have to actually go get it. And then npm, sorry, she is a teacher of Portuguese today and she wants to become a developer. Oh cool. Yeah, does she have a specific language that she's starting with? Is she more going back end, front end? Like where is she starting? Okay, so now we can see that is it actually working? Did we restart correctly? Let's find out. That restarted. I'm kind of surprised it's not centered though. It should be. So we have, and so if I edit what we'll know for sure if it's working correctly, because if I go into the widget, which is this is the build your first campaign, right, widget. So if I go in here and go build, and I'm gonna put a we're gonna put a paragraph tag, and actually we're gonna put, I'm not gonna leave this, but it'll make it really obvious. I'm gonna put an H1 hello world. Make sure that it is actually getting that from the widget and not from the content. Front end JavaScript. Cool. I think that the biggest thing I could say is I found the easiest way to learn was to find a project. And whether it's a guided project where you can find a tutorial and follow it, or whether it's a something that she wants to build because she thinks it's fun, I would start with that, because that gives you a reason and a why in trying to do something, rather than just learning concept in the void. And that also means that she can, get a GitHub account and stuff, having to kind of show in terms of getting hired as a developer, here's what I've done, here's what I can do, right? Because getting that first job is always the hardest, because people are gonna have a hard time taking a chance on somebody if they can't show, or unless they interview particularly well. That first job is incredibly hard, or if they know someone, that's the other way to get that first job. But so that will help with that as well. But I would do and that's true even if it's not front end, but definitely find a project that's interesting and play with it. And if she wants to do front end, definitely don't ignore CSS. There's a lot of value there. But yeah, we'll learn one thing at a time, right? Concepts at a time. So if she's deep diving into JavaScript, it may not be worth going, splitting her time with CSS right away, other than maybe being able to have fun with it and knowing what she's doing. But that's how I'd go. I have a pretty odd career path in that I started in front end, but I started with just HTML, CSS. I didn't learn JavaScript till a good 6 months at least into, if not a year into, writing front end code. But I did have to write I was writing JRuby for scripting and XSLT. So, which neither one of those is going to be useful today. There's really not a point unless you have a specific job that requires it. There's not really a huge value in learning that today. But so that was kind of where I started. And obviously Angular didn't come out till later, and React didn't come out till later than when I was first starting. So, but we did have jQuery. I'm not that old. But definitely like have fun with it is the big thing. And don't get discouraged. That's the other big one. But yeah, sorry, not too many words of wisdom there. Okay, so for some reason, I'm glad it helps. Okay, so for some reason it's not grabbing. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. That's why it's not grabbing it, because we're on the wrong page. So here's the Pendragon one. There we go. And our Pendragon is grabbing the correct one, and it is center as it should be. So perfect. Okay, so now we can actually go change it in the Hello World one as well, or the GMing 101 as well. I would say learn the basics of programming as well as the concepts are the same in every programming language, but just with different syntax. After that, I would specialize in something when starting out, becoming really good before learning the next big thing. I totally agree with that. Actually, that's a really good point. Digital Drummer J, thank you. Because yes, learning the basics and the fundamentals will help you in any language. I completely agree with that. So yes, GMing 101. So let's go find that page. And so GMing 101, control find, is here. And we're going to do the same thing we did to the other one, which is we're going to remove the hard-coded stuff with the build your first campaign. And we're going to go ahead and switch to using the widget. And we're going to save that puppy and go ahead and rebuild that. Grab our data and rebuild. And then we're going to go ahead and check it. There we go. So now I can get rid of this ugly hello world because we now know it's actually getting it from there. And so now I update that and we are in much better shape. Cool. So the other problem that was brought up is if I go here, nope. This is the Pendragon page. There we go. This here, if I inspect that, gives me as much as I have a class of primary outline, it should behave just like this one. Oh, we're in prod here, which is not where we want to be. But I am going to grab that URL because that tells me where to go. Close that. And go here. That's a localhost. Perfect. Paste that there. Too many tabs. Also, put something on the resume unless you actually... also, don't put something on the resume unless you actually know it well enough to program it. I am always amazed at how many people I have interviewed that have stuff on their resume that they only put on there because the job requirements listed it and they were hoping it wouldn't ask for it. Yes. The other one that I thought was funny when I was doing a lot of hiring was people that were telling me things like Angular had maybe only been out for maybe 1 or 2 years, but they would say like 5 or 10 years worth of experience in Angular. Those were always funny. Hi, Todd Codes. Welcome to the chat. How's it going? The other recent one that I've heard of, now I haven't been the one doing the interviews, but it's from one of my colleagues who said that one of the things he's seen a lot going around is people using ChatGPT in their interviews and just reading off of ChatGPT. Bad idea. You will get caught. Okay. So we were going to do going good. How are you? Good. How are you? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for the follow. I am Speedy Alex. Welcome and thank you. I lost my train of thought. Yes, buttons. Buttons not be I mean links styled like buttons. But they are in fact links, and they are actually links and properly working as links. I just had an Irish meal I cooked up. Nice, nice. We ended up doing Irish like Irish like Irish wow, speech hard, especially tonight. You would think I've had whiskey, but I have not yet. Um, the we did a St. Patrick's Eve dinner essentially, or practice St. Patrick's Day, and we did Irish lamb stew. What did you guys do? Um, by the way, I'm Todd Libby. Did a name change and revamping my coding stream soon. I figured because I had seen you announce online. But yes, thank you for letting me know. If I were there, I'd make you an Irish buck. Thank you. I'd love it. Nice to see a fellow Phoenix resident here. Yes, yes. Um, cool. So buttons not behaving. Why are buttons not behaving? Let's look at the, for the first thing I'm going to do is look over here to see what is overriding our styles, if they're not getting the styles or if they're being overridden in the first place. So let me blow this up just a little bit. I made Irish stew, Cocannon, black and white pudding, and seafood chowder. Ooh, Cocannon is one of my favorites. Black and white pudding, do you like make those from scratch, or do you know where to find it? Because I have never, like, I ate it while I was in Ireland, but I've not found it in the States. Um, yeah, I am up in Deer Valley. Nice. Scratch. Sweet. You'll have to send me a recipe if you don't mind sharing, because that sounds delicious. Um, okay, so we see that we have essentially, it is not getting the outlined. It's just flat out not getting anything for that outline class. I can absolutely do that. It would be much appreciated because I do really like it. I just haven't found the good stuff in America. So why is it working here where we can see we have outlined? Oh, it's not that it's not working, is that it's outlined, and here it says outline. So how much we want to bet that as soon as I add the outline with the D, it's going to work correctly. Let's find out. So let's go to the Pendragon page. Where's the Pendragon page? This is a Pendragon page, and I'm just going to do a search for outline. And so, yep, that's an outlined D. That needs to be added to a D in class primary. Now this one does have a D. Primary outlined, class button, yada, yada, yada. Cool. So is that one actually working? More about community. More about, that one is saying what? Did Mike really put an off-center pic of him in there? He did. I asked him to, because it's got the Lorelink logo blurred in the background. It beat the one he had on there before that, which was of him and like the one he used for his professional pics and stuff, like the really serious one. And I was like, nah, you can't do that. No, no go, not on brand. So why is outlined? That's not an issue on this one. That's the one we're looking. Nope. Pendragon. Pendragon is what we're looking. So this one, more about Pendragon RPG, should work. So on Pendragon, where's more about this one? No, this one does not have the D. Okay, why? Primary button, href, da 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 da. We're good there. Maybe I just already added it. All right, let's save that puppy and see what happens. I defy symmetry. You defy a lot of things. I think we glitched out. I think we glitched. All right. I think we glitched. Or did we glitch? Did we save correctly? I'm going to save it again just to be sure. All right, now we're going to restart this puppy and see. I got it. Really, thanks for the tips. Sweet. Start. I'm gonna dismiss we're gonna snooze the ad here on Twitch. I'm gonna only be able to snooze it so many more times. So we might have to take a couple, like a 1 or 2 minute break just so I can let the ads roll and do the thing and, you know, all the fun things that Twitch makes me do. Which is fine because I'm almost out of coffee because I need more coffee, right? Everybody always needs more coffee. So if I refresh this, more about TTR, there we go. So it is not that the class isn't working. It is the class was missing a D. More caffeine, please, always. So is this one correct or was that? No, that one was meant to be primary. Perfect. And let me see, based on the ticket that I was given, on the page, it only references that page, so we're good there. So I'll be able to close that one out as in typo on the classes was the issue, and they did not actually require a code update. Cool. I wish I could have more caffeine this late in the day and still be able to fall asleep. Nobody said I slept. Nobody said I could sleep. So we have this working. So I think I'm looking at the list of tickets for this website, and I think that covers what we needed to do, because copy URL button doesn't copy. Visit that. Oh, that's an ignition. Okay, that's an ignition bug. That is not actually a lore link bug. So we will deal with that separately. Publish logo and press kit. Need to build your first campaign logo. So we got that done. Cool. So I guess that might actually be, we might have to move on to actual ignition bugs. So I think for the LoreLink website, that's what we needed to get done. Cool. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take the break so the thing quits yelling at me about the ads, and then we'll move on to fixing some ignition things. So we will be right back. Get yourself some drinks, get some stretches, whatever you need, and we'll be back in like 2 minutes. And we are back. Thank you for hanging with us, those who stayed. We are switching gears. We are going to work on the CMS itself now because we did all the things for the website, but the CMS itself has a handful of tickets that we need to work on as well. So we're going to work on Ignition proper. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and start the project. So this is the base project that then we go ahead and put all the instances out for each of the projects that use it. So npm start. Actually, we're going to do npm run watch. And then we are going to go ahead and spin up a second one because this is a Firebase project and we want to run emulated. So we're going to run npm run emulate, which starts our starter data and kicks off the Firebase emulators. So if you've never seen those before, they're actually really cool. Let's see, did I get rid of my browser completely? I did. That was smart. That was not a smart thing to do. There we go. So let's look at some of the, I'm gonna go looking for some of the tickets that are available there. And one of the things that I know of in the latest version is that now we're running Angular. We're no longer in Eleventy. Except we're not running Angular. Why? Localhost 4200. What? Hello? The what? No. How about NGServe? How's that? I don't know what I was thinking. Let's do that instead. That might actually work better. Being that it's Angular and all. That is for this watch has to do with the actual doing a build and running the hosting emulator, which is not what I want to do right now. Okay, so the emulators are super cool because what I have here is essentially a fake database that I can reset all the time, including auth and everything, which is super sweet. So I can go ahead and Google, and I should have a admin level, which is what we want right now. Cool. And one of the things that we need to go ahead and fix, first off, let's put ourselves in dark mode because ew. And then the other thing that we need to do is one of the things is polywork is officially dead. So one of the things we want to do is actually get rid of polywork, because I don't even think like polywork is still even up and running, but they did say they were shutting down, so that is no longer a social media outlet that we want to support. The other thing is you'll notice that the blue sky logo is not correct, so we're going to go ahead and fix that as well. Is there any other big social media platforms we're forgetting here that have newly emerged? I'm not sure, because we do have Mastodon and we do have TikTok, and we do have Blue Sky. If I'm missing one, do let me know. Yeah, polywork shut down. So the first thing we're going to do is fix that, because they're basically they're not basically defunct, they are defunct. So we're going to go to the social medias, and I believe I have these as an array. I need to double check. This can go. There we go, accounts. So we essentially want to get rid of polywork. Bye polywork. And the blue sky logo we'll have to fix in a minute. So if we get rid of polywork, that means that now it should be gone. Perfect. Now we do need to clean up after it because we still have that icon floating around somewhere. So we do want to go fix that, and I believe that I have those stashed in our assets. So I need to go find our assets. and go find our social media icons, and we can just delete polywork. That is at this point bloat. Bye-bye. And so now we should still be good over here. Perfect. The next piece we need to do is go ahead and fix the blue sky icon. So what we're going to do there is we're going to go ahead and find, and I think my website has it correctly there. I'm going to double check. I think I have the correct one on my website, so I can just reuse that, I think. Because my website, yes, I have the icon, so I'm just going to go steal it from that. Did we ever save blue sky icon in Cirrostyle? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's find out. Because that would make my life easier. It would be in one of the Andromeda folders. It would be in where do I keep all the stock? Over here. Dev brand Angular media. It'd be under media, and we do not have it in here. We have a number of them, but we do not actually have, yeah, if we do not actually have it, so we'll add it, might as well. Let's actually add it now, and then I'll just pull it. So we're going to upload. It is in my projects. It is in my portfolio. It is in the second version of my portfolio. It is in IMGs. It is in media, and it is YouTube. That's, yes, that will help. Blue sky. Select. Okay, and we'll save that puppy. This is blue sky. And save that. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I don't need to re-download it to my machine. I'm just going to go copy it. So we're going to go, but now it's in there. And so what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to go find it in my files, because that's where it lives anyway. And we'll go from there. So if I go to my files, again, we're going to go to projects. You guys can't see this. We're going to fix that. We're going to go to my portfolio. We're going to go to the V2 of my portfolio, back into our images, go find our media icons, go grab blue sky. We're going to copy it, and we're going to go ahead and paste it. It's not letting me paste, because of course not, because that would be too easy. Fine. Open containing folder. Now it'll probably let me paste. Replace. In place, in theory, now I should be able to go here, and it should be updated. Maybe if I refresh. There we go. Blue sky is now updated and works. So that solves the blue sky issue. So that was what we needed to do there. I'm going to go ahead and commit that. Actually, it's fine. We're going to, the next thing we're going to do is if I go to pages, and let me make a couple more pages. So we're going to call this one, it's St. Patrick's Day. So we're going to call this one St. Patrick. Patrick, if I could spell. There we go. And we're going to, oh, I need to lay out the bolts. There we go. We're going to save. And then we're going to create another one. What's a good St. Patrick's Day themed something? More, yes, more pages, more blank pages. That's exactly what we need, more blank pages. I'm going to call this one Leprechaun, if I can spell it. Leprechaun. Spell check's not yelling at me, so we're good. And we're going to save that puppy. And now if I go back to pages, I'm going to notice that if I try to say Patrick, now it works. Why does it work? Okay, is it in collections that it doesn't work? Because I am 99% sure this doesn't work in other places. So let's do rainbow. And let's do let's do pot of gold. There we go. That's a St. Patty's Day thing. Oh, and green is a thing. Green is definitely a thing. So now if I go back to my collections, if I go back to my blog, does the filter work there? Because I'm 99% sure it doesn't work in other places. There we go. Now it doesn't work. So it doesn't work in collections. So something's broken about the filter in collections. And that is what I recall. There's one of the two it wasn't working. So we need to figure out why. So let's go find our collections. Collections. We're done with that. We're gonna find our collections, and it's going to be in here somewhere. Filter, collections map, catch error passes. Interesting. That's the collections. I want collection. There's the sort. There's the table. Okay. So when we sort, and when the sort, I think works. Let's find out if the sort works. So the sort, HLNOPQR, that works. That works. And that should just go for the first one in the list. And that works. So it's literally just, yeah, it's just the filter. Okay. And it's the filter on title. I wonder if filter on other thing works. So if I say fun, no, it's the filter on anything. Wow. Yeah, it's the filter on anything. Okay, so the text filter is completely borked. Why? Thankfully, this is not a version that got pushed out publicly, so, you know, this is internals. So that's the filter. Tap use filtered item, order by. I've selected dot find item. That's for selected. Get display value. Okay. Sort. There's the filter. Go to definition. Okay. If there's no filters, return the list. Okay. We take the value. This is where, if no properties, we compare objects. We take the entire object, otherwise we take the property values. String, object values, toString. Interesting. Because we end up with IDs, and that's, I think, where the rub is coming in. So what we need to be pushing in there is not the actual values, but the display values. Ready Player Emma, thank you for the follow and welcome to the stream. So that's the thing that's interesting, is when do we have a display value and when do we not? And we have a display value when we do filter items. And so here, this is a select. So this, we need to get this filter valid. This goes into the field.key. but we're not taking into consideration that display value. Items. Thank you for the subscription, Emma. That's Ready Player Emma. So glad to have you. Thank you so much. You win Prime sub this month. Yay! Thank you so much. Much appreciated. I think. Okay, I need to get this, and I don't really want to get it multiple times. So this is the table keys. So I think what we're gonna do here is, instead of, you might need a hype emote. Yeah, I know. I'm so far behind on my emotes. They actually gave me more emotes to use, thanks to all of you and following and all that good stuff. And I haven't had a chance to make more. But yes, 20, if you want to put it on my to-do list, I will definitely get on that sooner than later, hopefully. I think we will do that there, and then I'm going to return that, because then I can get, because here's what we're gonna do, because this, I think, will solve our problem, because here we have our items, right? And we're going to return the item, which is, now I've just simply changed syntax. I haven't really done anything interesting here. But now what means that I can get the this.display item. So we're going to do const display value equals, we don't have a field y, because it's for each field. Of course it is, because that would be too simple. Field key. Then why are we not passing items? Yeah. C.key. Let me console log what we're getting in terms of data, because this is just weird. Because it's already getting the display information in there added. So why is it being a but? So let's go ahead and console what happens on the filter in terms of the list we're getting, right? I'm going to do a console.log. And we're going to do the value and the list. And so now we're going to, and it could just be this, me having done something dumb in there, and then I'm barking up the wrong tree. So let's make this bigger. Let's make this bigger. Let's inspect that. Let's console that. And so now if I do a search term of, let's say, rainbow, or just rain, we have rain, and then let's look at what our values here are. So we do have rain, ID selected title, rainbow. So we do have, it does exist here. So that is really weird. Thank you, Mehadfo12. Welcome, and thank you for the follow. And apologies if I butchered that. Okay, so it is there. So when we do, is it just not getting, what is it? What do we have for props? What are we doing for props here? Which are the properties I want to allow to filter from, right, in this case. So rain, we have no properties. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I'm saying if props equals null or props equals or props dot length or no props dot length, basically. Basically, if props is null or has no length, if it's an empty array, we need to be taking the whole entire object. And so that may actually be the entirety of the problem. This has not, there it is. Well, that was a lot easier to fix than I thought it would be. Because now it works perfectly well. Yay! And it still works like these two have the word fun, right? So we should be able to have fun should filter on those two. Perfect. And now technology should be on the last three. Perfect. And now if I put a bunch of garble goop, it's nothing. And the no data, for some reason, is not taking the full width. And that, we need to figure out why. So it's saying a col span of 2. So where is it getting that 2 from? That's gross. So let's find out. So we fixed that. That's cool. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, because I thought it was that we weren't putting the display value in there correctly because there's references by ID, and so at some point you have to know, you have to replace that by ID with the actual user information. So I thought that was going on, and it turns out that is not. So cool, easier fix than I thought it would be. But that doesn't solve the why our list here has a, because I do not believe it is hard coded. It's 2 plus the columns dot length. And so why is that not doing the thing? So let's find out, what does our column dot length look like? I'm going to do this to find out columns dot length. Let's find out what that looks like. Right now it says that the columns is 0. That would do it. So why does it think that our columns are 0? Show checkbox, field that table keys, because that should be table keys, not columns. And my bet is as soon as we fix that, we'll quit having problems. So if I do that, we're good. Put garble goop, and now we're good. So we should have 4. And so inspect col span 5. We have 1 too many. That's not ideal. Why do we have 1 too many? I mean, I guess it's better than 1 not enough visually, but that's still not correct. If we show checkboxes, we do 3. Why would we do 3? Why would we do 3? Show checkboxes. Do 3 plus table keys that length. Where are we getting our columns from? Show checkbox. And then no matter what, we have the dirty. So that's 2 if you show checkboxes, not 3. So that's because I can't do math, and that should be 2 if you're showing checkboxes and 1 for the dirty if you're not. So now when we fix our math, that should do the trick. So now inspect simple arithmetic. It's all good, y'all. 4, yay! But we're not showing, because we're not showing the checkbox. However, if we are showing the checkbox but we wouldn't have nothing, it doesn't matter. Because in this case, there's nothing to show. And I think the show checkbox would go, why is it not showing the checkbox? No filtered items dot length. That's interesting. Now I know we have checkboxes here to be able to bulk publish, but collections and pages should also be able to bulk publish, I thought. So it's filtered items. This should be if dot length. I guess it shouldn't really matter. Filtered items. Oh no, that's our I'm being an idiot. That's the no data, which is fine. It's working correctly. And just show checkboxes. What determines show checkboxes? Let's find out. Control find show checkbox. Show checkbox is a can transition. So it's related to your ability to transition from one environment to the other, which we may not have set up in this particular, although I do have. Okay, so let's look at our configuration, because this could be dumb configuration based. So if I go to our workflow, actually it might be an access. Who can transition to what? In theory, I'm an admin. Did I not log in as a super admin? That may be my problem. What did I log in as? Let's find out. Let's log out and let's make sure I'm logged in as a super admin. Admin, super admin. Hey, I have checkboxes. Funny how that works. Because I was logged in as an admin. Okay, so if I go to blog and I go pot of gold, then we still have that. Perfect. And if I do garbage, goop, we're still all the way across, and we should be 5 columns wide. Let's see. In my 5 column wides. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Perfect. Well, that solves that bug, which is awesome. Next. What else did we have on the chopping block of bugs to fix? Let's see. I am being told that the copy URL button on media details does not work. Let's find out why. So on media, we don't have any media. Let's add, oh, look at that. We also have a I can't do numbers situation here. So let's fix that while we're here. Let's find our medias. Media. That's probably here. There we go. No data, colspan 3. No data, colspan 3, except for 1, 2, 3, 4. It's colspan 4 because we have the actions. And so again, apparently simple math is escaping me. Because 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, simple math. Okay. Oh, look at that. Fix it. So we're going to create a new artifact that doesn't matter what it is. We're going to name it something. I'm going to go to my pictures, and we're going to use a picture of Mr. Pleco. We like Mr. Pleco. Where's Mr. Pleco? There we go. Select and save. Okay. So I'm being told in the actual image details. So if I'm in the, nope, that is not the image details. If I go to the image details, the copy URL does not work. Does it do console? And if I paste, copy URL. Let's try that again. Paste. Nope. All right. So let's figure out what that button is doing, shall we? So let's go to the image details, which is here, the media details. And in the HTML, that button, copy, but doesn't have a function attached to it, so no, it's never going to copy. Yep, that'll do it. That will in fact do it. So let's figure out, do we even have a function for copy? Create form, update, on delete, yeet. We don't, but I do think we have it in other places. So let's find out. I'm just going to do a Control-Shift find to see if we have a copy function somewhere. Probably in a utility service. We do, no, it's just in the media component, which, oh, we do. It's a helper. We have it helpered. So we're going to do that. We're going to put it in here. And that doesn't really matter where on, there's the reality on update on delete. I'm going to put it after that, but we'll keep the CRUD together. And I think we should be able to just pass, now that we have the copy function, that's right here, right? We should be able to take that copy function and apply it to our media details components. Nope, they want the HTML, not the JavaScript, because the whole point is it doesn't have a function. There it is. Type button, perfect. And so there we're going to do a copy or a click, which is going to call copy. And we're going to go ahead and, I think it's the entire artifact that we're passing, but I'll have to double check. Value string elements. Okay, so this is going to be, oh, that's to be able to create the message. So in this case, the value is going to be the artifact dot download URL, and the element in and of itself, right, is going to be the URL. And so now, in theory, if I copy, it's been copied to my clipboard. Imagine that. And it's there. Perfect. Beautiful. So that's solved. Let's go ahead and commit that with a, I'm going to go ahead and commit that because actually some of the bugs that we just did, I don't have tickets written for yet. I just know they were there because they were told to me, but I haven't written the bug report for it. So that QA can double check that I actually did it correctly. However, this one does have a ticket, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So get checkout. No, we don't need to check out. We're going to, yeah, we do. Get checkout -b bug squashing. That's what we're going to call it for today. And then we're going to get add source assets. No, that's the social media stuff. Source media is what we fixed with the source app media. Is what we just fixed with that. So with the copy URL, so that is going to be it. Now I just have those three, which is perfect. So we're going to do git commit -m CMS86. Fix copy button in media details. And then we're going to go ahead and create the bugs for the filter. So I'm going to say for the filter bug, we're going to go ahead and say that's in development already. That's fine, in progress. Product is the CMS itself, assigned to me. Source internal, doesn't matter. That is in, it is in 1 or 2 live ones, but they're internal live ones, as in like my website, for example, because I guinea pig on my website before we ship it off to, you know, actual paying customers. So it always goes through a round of QA, then it gets shipped off to my website for testing, and then it goes out to, you know, stuff. That way, by the time it gets to people that you know, paying customers. We're not shipping out stuff that hasn't been thoroughly tested. But this is the filter, text filter bug in collections. Collection list. And I'm going to create that. And then, so that is 87. So git add source app media, new source app. What do we have? Components. Components. New what? And the do git status real quick. I'm lost. All right, git add source app. That was the collection. It's everything except the social medias, basically. So it's everything except the components collection and the source app services helper service. There we go. That should do those, because after that, that's the social media icon. So that was, we said 86, I think. 87. Git commit -m CMS 87, and that was the filter bug. And then we're gonna create a ticket for the social medias icons. So that is just a story. The CMS itself, social media page, or a social account page really, but it is to update Blue Sky logo, and then to remove polywork. Now, the good news is for when we roll this out, for example, even though we've removed polywork, that data, the data is still there for people, which means that unless we, you know, they go ahead and delete it, which means that if they are relying on there being a value there in their website, for example, or in their app, it's not going to break the universe. It just means that we just no longer support it in the app itself, but it's not going to affect their data. And so now that goes into in progress assigned to me, and that is number 88. So, and we should only have the social media stuff left. Let's git commit CMS 88. Right, that's what I said. I think that's what I said. I did say 88, yes. And that is update social media info. And so that can get pushed as for a PR. And considering it is getting late, I think we are going to call it good for this evening, because this is a good stopping point. We've fixed a lot of things in a lot of places, and so I think this is a great time to kind of wrap it up for the evening. Thank you so much, everybody who joined and hung out, stayed with me this whole time. It was awesome. I hope everybody has an absolutely wonderful St. Patrick's Day, and I hope to see you all same time, same place next week. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day.